And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guest. He's a writer, comedian, and creator of the podcast Intercepts. It's David Hunterberger. Home Zone is here with his tips on the best countries to invade in order to beat those wintertime blues. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little milk Scotchmallow bars. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular delicious C's candy-based carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon.
Patreon.
By Angela D. Yes, I'm on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff over there. You can get episodes of my Patreon-only podcast, The Friend Zone. You can submit carbohydrates. You can see video when it's a video episode. And there's a level where you can text me, and I'll text you back, and I do a daily text update. If that, sometimes it's as if I've done it for the first time, even though this is the 1,000th time. Or also sometimes I'm just so interested in what I'm saying, I sit back to hear what I'm going to say next. If that sounds interesting to you, or even if it doesn't, please subscribe. Do an annual subscription and get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
There we go. I am also on Substack. I've been Substacking a lot this year. AllisonRosen.substack.com. Okay. I'm very excited for this episode. It is a reunion of sorts. Please put your hands together for Dave Hunterberger.
Woo.
Hello.
Great to be back.
Wonderful to see you.
Likewise, yeah.
Your hair is short. Mm-hmm. Your smile is big.
That's me.
I mean, you had long hair for a long time, so it became your trademark, but I feel like for you, that was just a phase, perhaps.
Yeah, I did it twice in my life. And after the second one, I kind of knew at that. I was like, now I'm going to settle back into just looking exactly the same for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow.
Until it all just falls out. Like, I'm not going to, I feel like I've expressed myself enough or like varied the, I never really dyed it or had like a mohawk or that sort of stuff. But I feel like I did enough. Like, all right, I've seen what hair can do. I'm sick of thinking about it. And so, yeah, now it's just like, get used to this. The standard. Give me the standard, I say.
That should be a slogan on a salon, like, see what hair can do. But
Yeah.
So what did you see? Just that it can be long?
Yeah, I mean, I just found it strange thinking that, like, you grow up in a house and maybe you eat the same foods and then you go get exposed to other cultures, other different, even if your friends' houses, you might just have different food. And then if you've never like gotten yourself into really good shape or gotten really out of shape or just all the things you can do with a human body that I think are fascinating. Like when you would see those world record photos and the person's like grown their fingernails for 20 years, like I just wanted to see what they do. And like we would never know that they curl up into like the circles had someone not done that.
I'm so grateful to them for that.
Yeah.
See what nails can do. And then you see that photo, you're like, I don't need to do that, but I'm glad someone.
Yeah.
And like when my hair gets longer, it does certain different curls at different lengths. And, there's just what it can do is fascinating. And I got to see like, we have to squeeze it out in the shower. Like, and I feel like women have to do that more than men do. And
Sure.
then,
Sometimes we use a second towel.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I love doing that little flip thing.
Yeah.
And, like,
The
drying
towel
it that
turban.
way. Oh, so fun. So I like that. And then it's fun to like headbang with it. That's really fun. I got like a little bit of a toe in the water to understand what it's like for people to be called the wrong pronouns.
Oh.
That never really bothered me, but I get it. Like
People assumed you were a woman?
Every now and again from behind, but more so it was like I'd be in a town and I'd get off stage and someone would go, hey, good set, miss. As though it was like an insult or something. And it just,
Because you had long hair.
Because I had long hair. And they thought that I was going to be like, oh dear, no. And I was going to flip out or something. And I just thought, okay. But it was the first time really, you have to receive those sort of things. To most people, I feel like have never experienced that.
Right.
And so then, if you're a punk rock band way back when you're stopping to some cafe in a town and weren't welcomed.
It's so weird that
you
people
guys have
hold on to
probably
that.
dealt with that a little bit.
Oh yeah,
as rockers.
Oh yeah, that's we always say that because a lot of times our days off will kind of be in just the middle of nowhere kind of place, and yeah, we always it's it's often a like, all right, let's see how long until someone yells something at us from their car window or something as we're walking. Yeah, because we could pretty much bet money on it.
What do they yell? The F word? And I don't mean fuck? Okay.
Yeah, it's usually that.
Huh.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't a bunch of long hairs. I guess some of you
but
are.
it's just, it doesn't take much. Like, literally, like...
Yeah, anything that stands out.
Yeah,
It's weird that this country is... I guess this country is becoming more that way, but it just seems so antiquated. Hello, Daniel.
Hi. I think when you get out of the cities, I think that there's more of a forced conformity.
Yeah.
There's just that there's a feeling of they feel, I think, threatened by anyone who's like deviates at all from the norm, even if it's just like wearing a tight pants or a leather jacket kind of thing. It's not even really. So yeah.
Tell them about your clothing oppression that you experienced at your job many years ago.
Are you talking about the Western shirt?
I sure am.
Oh, God, I was like, I was, and this is like 99, 2000, and I was like, I wanted to wear Western style shirts.
He invented Western style shirts before Madonna did in that video.
They weren't really in fashion. Although I think that they never really. I mean, people always wore them. It's not like. And I was into vintage, so I'd go to the vintage shop and I would buy these Western style shirts. And this guy at work, he was like, "What are you, fucking gay cowboy?" I was just like, and I was like, just wearing jeans and a Western shirt, man. It's like, what do you mean? And then, like, the next year, he's wearing them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Did you say anything to him?
I mean, I would go and I would do that, but
did you rub it in his face that now
I wouldn't.
Who's the gay cowboy now?
No, I would just. We both knew that he was.
You both knew that you were both gay cowboys.
That we were going to go. What we were going to do later.
Mountain.
There's a song called "Cheap Bourbon Whiskey and Pearl Snap Shirts." Two things will never change. I don't know what year that came out, but that is like a Texas like standard issue.
I didn't think there was anything about it. Honestly, I was just like, this is, to me, it's like flannels or something.
Yeah.
Or wearing Wranglers. Like, what the hell is weird about that? But I guess if he was a real LA guy, and I guess he associated that with being gay, like I didn't even understand at the time.
Hello, Tony.
Oh, hi. This is how I'm feeling right now.
It just means like, but yeah.
I love it. Tony, could you look up cheap bourbon whiskey and pearl snap shirts? Two things that never go out of style. What a long title.
I don't know that that's what it's called, but if you look that up, you'll
okay.
Find it. Yeah. Cheap bourbon whiskey and pearl snap shirts.
Please, more into the mic, please. I want to hear your rendition.
I don't know all the lyrics. I just know that part. Cheap bourbon whiskey and pearl snap shirts. Two things that never change. And then blah, blah. That's some other stuff. But yeah, like that's just always kind of been a dive bar standard of like the pearl snaps. It's weird that someone
heard it. But I look forward to hearing it soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I was reading a while ago about the origin of the word dude. Do you guys have any familiarity with that?
No.
I feel like I've heard it, but I don't remember.
So this was, I want to say, late 1800s, early 1900s. And there were these debutantes would be women, right? So what would be the like young men that were affluent and these groups of young, like,
good question,
heirs to mass fortunes would every now and again parade themselves around as a group for like a laugh almost. It feels like the early stage of almost like punk rock too. They're like, everyone's just kind of wearing these drab clothes. We're going bananas. We're so much color, top hats. We'll take our canes. We got our spats and we're out on the town. And it started
feels
to become,
like Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yeah, totally. It was very like they were
like dandies. Yeah.
Yeah. They were dandies. And so then maybe they were even called kind of, oh, here go the dandies. And then they started taking that. Well, where else? What can we do that's like the opposite of us? The West is wide open. People are traveling. So they would go to these ranches, and what a sport it would be for us to like, imagine if we rode horses, how hilarious would that be? And so they started like dude ranches.
Oh.
But someone had written an article about keeping up with these dandies and just happened to use the word, the dudes were at it. And then people started, that's a dude ranch. They are dudes. And that was
Wait, is dude the opposite of dandy in this usage?
It started with, like, it's gone through all these iterations of, like, thinking of it in the 70s, like, dude, like, that was way later on. Early, it was kind of almost like an insult, like, oh, you're one of those dudes. You go to a dude ranch, you're all, fancied up. So I think might need to smooth around the edges.
Like a doodle, like, it might be like doodle.
You think?
Could be that.
Yankee Doodle.
Yankee Doodle.
Well, Yankee
dudes.
Doodle was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like, oh, they're dudes like Yankee Doodle.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you find the song?
Yes. Where it was? Did you want me? You wanted the year, or you wanted to hear the song?
I want to hear the song.
Okay.
Cheap bourbon whiskey and pearl snapshires
Should have played this.
are two things that stay the same.
Yeah. What
So
year?
when the world
1999.
and your head hurts, there's cheap bourbon whiskey and pearl snapshires.
This is right around the time that this happened, too.
99?
Yeah. Tree mechanic is a dinosaur.
By the way-
and you can't cuss, you can't
Oh, sorry.
smoke, or spit
Yeah,
on
we're
a
enjoying
woman,
this.
don't hit on a woman.
Who's it by?
She might sit
Jason Boland and the Stragglers.
state past two, but that cheap bourbon whiskey and pearl snapshires are two things that stay
When
the
can I
same.
interrupt?
You can interrupt now.
Okay.
Thank you.
So imagine yourself in a dive bar in Texas. People, there's smoke in the air.
I
This is
can.
Like, that was great. A song like that would come on. And you'd be like, it fits the aesthetic of like 70s country. You know,
Yeah.
it's sort of newer.
And then you begin line dancing.
There was a place in Austin at the time called like the Broken Spoke that people would line dance at. And I always meant to go watch to see it because I just thought line dancing was so silly.
I did too.
It's
I
so silly.
was, and I know you have to say something.
I don't care.
I mean, I know you want to say something.
It's not important.
I was betrayed. I had my two best friends in high school. We were the Three Musketeers. And I think I've told this story before. We all went to Rock and Java Coffee House, which was the place to be. So I was asked on my first date at Rock and Java. So many things happened there. I went there all the time. It was my cheers. And then very suddenly, Katie and Jen decided they're not going to Rock and Java anymore. But they never told me why. In fact, I was just DMing with Katie about the brown bag book exchange, which is something that used to happen at my school that I was telling Daniel about. And Katie went to the same school. And I was like, remember this? But she didn't remember that well. So she might not remember this. But they never told me why. But meanwhile, they wouldn't go to Rock and Java, but they went line dancing all of a sudden, all the time.
Line dancing.
That was their thing. They were super into it. So I went once with them and I said, not for me.
There was a couple years there, I want to say in the late 90s or maybe mid to late 90s where line dancing became a thing.
Yeah.
There were a few bars.
They
that
would
popped up.
go, it was like in Anaheim, right by Disneyland. And the only association I had with Anaheim is Disneyland. So it felt this is going to be a weird.
Now you had two.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Now Anaheim, I have to think of line dancing too.
I know. This is going to be a weird analogy, but I was writing about the MTV's VMAs like in 1998 or something, and I kept writing Rose McGowan, and my editor said, did you know every time you wrote Rose McGowan, you wrote Rosen McGowan? Because when my fingers do ROSE, they just put an N in there.
Yeah.
That's how it felt driving toward Disneyland and then turning to go line dancing. Like, no, my car's going to Disneyland. But it wasn't.
And you joined in?
Yes, but I didn't. There was like
Oh,
the
that
boot,
must have been a sight.
the boot, scoot, and boogie is one I remember. It's the only one I remember. I mean, I also I decided I'm going to take some ballet classes in high school, and somehow everyone in the class knew the whole thing, but I didn't. But you were still expected to like, okay, now the three of you do the dance across the room, and now the three of you. So it's like the two people who knew, and then me just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
But not. That's how
I'm
line
sure it's
dancing was for me.
fun. I mean,
Nope. It wasn't. It wasn't.
I mean, for other people.
I think it's to me it just feels like lame, not smooth dancer white people.
Well, it's
adopted
white people
it from
dancing.
like the electric slide that looks so fun and is fluid and
I feel like it's an evolution of square dancing.
But that can be fun.
That can be fun.
But that seems more fun.
Do-si-doing. Yeah, because there's
Yes.
connection and like you're not slapping your
Yeah.
boots and whatnot.
But there's
Oh my God, the slapping. I forgot about that.
there's still that level of
that's
having
the
to
line
memorize
for
it.
it.
This guy's really good. It's basically river dance. Watch him. He's like in time. His knees don't even exist. They're just Gumby like ligamentless things. They flop around.
So you would, if you had the option, you would go square dancing.
I think so.
Yeah.
You're moving around, and there's a thing built into it where it's so hokey that you kind of laugh at, like, this is
You know what?
ridiculous.
Yes.
that
You
we're,
know
like,
what? Wait a
moving with
second.
our arm
They're talking
out.
about how Gen Z and Gen Alpha don't get out analog space anymore. They're all on. What if we got them square dancing?
Virtual square dancing.
Just like we're gonna make that cool. It's gonna be ironic at first. They're gonna be like, oh, this is, and then they'll get like really into it, and then they'll all start mating, and the population will grow.
It does seem that
Yes,
we're turning away from sex.
yes. I think that's a problem.
Is it happening?
Yeah, the birth rate's down everywhere.
Birth rate's down.
Yes.
Chile is like bordering on the population going dramatically like under where it needs to be to just have enough people to take care of the old people.
Yeah, that's
The
how
birth rate in the-
Japan. Same.
United States, in the calendar year of the last one, 2024, like this one will come out, but the lowest it's ever been in the history of the country.
Okay, Dave, I feel like you have a good sense of you have a good perspective. What's your take on this? Is it that Instagram has become too entertaining, or is it that this is just the direction civilization is going to go and it's just circling the drain?
My overall thought on it is that if you have great intentions to grow,
The gardeners are here, which is perfect.
this really ramps up the intensity. There's just a like tension in the background.
It's like that scene in Boogie Nights, you know, with this is what we want.
Yeah, we're just yelling while there's someone lighting off fireworks in the
Yeah.
background. And I think of it as like if you had great intentions to grow grass and you fenced off, you trenched down, you built like concrete it cannot go further than this, and you dug up the soil and you did whatever you were going to do that you thought would for sure grow grass, but you left out a critical ingredient. Maybe the sun's too hot. Maybe there's not enough sun there. No matter what you do, that grass is going to respond to those elements. And I think humanity is just kind of doing that. I think it's looking at the planet. NPR just did this long series. It talked about little remote island cities in like Greece where they're having to close down and it's just crushing to them because it's been so many generations of kids taking these boats over to schools, and they're having to go to more of the mainland now because
it's too hot.
there's no one there. Everyone left. Everyone moves away. And so these little places that would have enough to thrive, and that's happening here in like rural America, little small towns are disappearing. There's not enough kids to go to school. But the NPR series did like 10. They went all over the planet and just talked to people. And the thing I saw that was the most recurring thing was young people saying, I just look at this world and I don't think it's too expensive. It's too dangerous. It's too, they just are looking at it objectively going, hey, I don't think that's the right thing to do right now. And so it's great that people have made $1 billion, but when like someone the other day was like, yeah, the milkman in the 70s owned a house and was the sole income. That's crazy to think about. And now it's everyone kicking their feet so hard and just barely getting by. And I think it's just the grass. I think it's just be like, this grass won't grow here. You got to change the conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just too expensive and hard for young people right now. Like they can't even own a home. So the idea of like having kids when you're like, most young people when they pull them don't think they'll ever own a home. And so if you don't think you're ever going to even own a house, like the idea of having kids they're not going to have kids.
I think, it's easy to think everyone's tied into the internet in a way that they're inescapable, or it is inescapable. But I also think for the most part, it's accessible and it's relatively affordable. It's just you're the product. And so if you say, hey, we should do a trip and like go up and rent a campsite and get some food and then maybe I have to buy some firewood. And do you have a sleeping bag? So you start adding it up and like, oh, do you want to spend like $600 for a weekend? I'm not doing that. And so people just start looking at like excursions and outdoor activities as being like everything gets you. Everything is sort of expensive on a level that like I can just sit here on my phone or like buy this video game once and I can play it a bunch and communicate with my friends. And so I think it's a response. It's not like they're trapped there or like can't get kids off the internet. I think humans, just like any other species, you get outside and people are like, yeah, this is the best. Nature is great.
Like let's see if I can articulate this. So it's not that the internet is preventing people from reproducing. It's that we're not reproducing, which is freeing up time to be on the internet.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that sort of like, I don't know. I didn't mean to pose this as though like, no, this is what it is. But I just
it's interesting to think about.
It is. I mean, it's something has to change. And I think like when people bring up UBI or something, if people knew like that universal basic income.
Oh, yeah.
When people think about like, if I just had like sort of my basic needs met, it'd be awesome to have a kid. I think most people, I mean, we are wired up as a species to propagate our genes.
Yeah.
And so people are having to resist that and go, I thought about it. It's just when you weigh that, like this sort of driving sort of innate thing in us versus how much, what are we looking at? What's the, and you should start looking at like the prices of everything and how dangerous it is and pollution and climate change. And people are just like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like and I'm not telling anyone to go out and have a kid if you can't do it, but I think if you wait until, if you want to have kids, but you wait until you feel like now's the right time, you could end up waiting forever. Like I certainly didn't when we did it, and listeners and you it was like a whole scientific endeavor. It was there was a lot of money and work involved in getting me pregnant. And it was really, I didn't feel ready, and I didn't feel ready emotionally. My biological clock wasn't ticking. None of that felt right. It's just that I knew the window is going to close. It's already closing. So if we're going to do it, we have to do it now. But I would have loved to be able to wait longer because I didn't really feel ready.
Yeah. And it's easy to say. I agree with you. Like if you wait till you're ready, you'll never do it. And, that shouldn't necessarily be the thing. Like so many people have kids when they're not ready, but then they're grateful they had them. And having kids is great in a lot of ways. But, I do know, like, if you're fucking struggling and can't afford, it's like, I don't know, kids are expensive and it is a trade-off. Like it is a lot of time and a lot of money, and we don't live in a society that helps you that very much. And so like, I don't blame people who don't make that choice.
Doesn't New York now cover childcare for everyone? Didn't something pass?
I think that's the idea with Mamdani is like free childcare, and they're doing that in New Mexico, I think already. There are some states that have really implemented that just realizing like childcare is so insanely expensive, and you don't really factor that in of like everyone's thinking of college like far off, like that's how much per year, and you're like, if you really think of how much daycare costs when it's like it's $12,000, $15,000 a year.
Oh God, preschools now like they're so fucking expensive. You talk about the cost of college. Some of these things are fucking ridiculous.
Well, and it's like insane in LA. I mean, I was actually just telling this story when I had this whole like, I'm not going to go insane over preschool admissions. I'm not going to treat this like college.
Yeah.
So we lucked out and we toured one preschool and we fell in love, and then I applied. I got in. But we were touring it for Elliot, and I was pregnant with Owen. And the school thought that I was touring it for the baby I was pregnant with. Like, that's how early people here start looking. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy we chose public school too, because I've talked to people who've gone the private school route for elementary, and that is fucking insane. The amount of like interviews and things you have to go to, and like just get-togethers just to be considered. Like that's part of the admission to see if you quote fit with the community. Like and then you have to spend $1 million to once you're enrolled, and then you have to constantly like be involved. It's just crazy.
We live near Pasadena, so JPL is near there. The UCLA, the Rose Bowl is there, but also their like swimming facility is there, and so they offer like swimming courses that you can send kids to pretty inexpensively. But it takes place in this gigantic pool facility that is
cool.
like two massive pools, and at the far end is like the platform, like
the divers,
the one that's like concrete, and then there's like diving boards, the springy ones surrounding it. So there's probably 4 or 5 different boards or platforms people can be jumping off at any time. And you look around and like people up there, it's like a fairly affluent area. So they'll have like the whatever the newest tech is in bicycles, the kids are riding that. And I feel like, for God's sake, kids learn how to ride a bike. Like, why would they need this? But there's something about like, my kid goes to private school and has this bike.
Yeah.
And then like, if they're looking at like, I want them to work at JPL and be a rocket scientist and be like the best that humans can offer. And you'll see like 8-year-olds going off these diving boards and doing dives. And then it's crazy. And you see like, and they're not doing it great, but the 12 and 15-year-olds are pretty good. And then you're like, oh yeah, this species is competitive. That's why we have the Olympics. That's why we have like, I'm the best in the world. And to watch it happening at an early age, I'm just like, I like public school. I like the idea of like, just live a calm life. Not everything has to be so like, we're at the forefront of all of it. The nicest bike. Did you see that 2.5? No splash. He's 10. And it's just too much for me.
And and with the whole colleges thing, you know, so many parents are like, get an Ivy League or whatever. And it's like, of all the people I've known who were like hyper successful, maybe one went to Ivy League. Like, and we're talking about people, you know, University of Denver, like University of San Francisco, just like not schools you think of are the schools that people have gone to that are crazy. It doesn't matter. You know, like you will be fine.
You'll be fine. It's just being a parent, but just constantly thinking like, everyone's just going to be who they're going to be.
Yes.
It's as you get older and you go, if I did that, I would have. Like, well, you didn't, because you're not that.
Right.
Everyone goes, if I were a billionaire, you know what I'd do? Like, that's why you're not one. You will never, you think that way. They do not think that way and have never thought that way. So just get that out of your head.
But also it's like a little bit like, if only I won the lottery. Like, the reason billionaires are billionaires has a lot to do with just luck of circumstance. Yeah. You know, like the guy, who is it? Andreessen. Like, wasn't he like a professor at University of Illinois when they were developing at the university internet browsers? And then because he just happened to be there.
What did he do? Netscape?
Then he did Netscape, but he basically took what was being developed at the thing and then monetized it. Well, how many people were in a position to do that?
Right.
Not one guy.
But this species continuously creates that person that in that moment recognizes a way to capitalize and takes advantage. And there's no school that you can send them to. There's no training. Right. It just is innately in them. And some people are just sharks that way. And other people go like, yeah, I don't know. The browser thing was interesting, but now I want to get into Frisbee golf. And they just like move on.
So you know how I famously haven't seen that many movies? Name a movie that everyone's seen. I haven't seen it. I saw a classic this weekend. We went to Phil Rosenthal's movie night. We went on a social outing around people we didn't know. It took a lot to get us out of the house. I was glad we went once we went. But boy, it is so easy for me to just not do anything ever. Dave, I don't know where you are with that. You have a healthy...
not do anything. Like, meaning if there's a gallery opening, do you want to come? You'll be like, I don't want to do anything. Like,
pretty much. Or I'll say I'm going to go, and then before I'm like, but my couch is so comfortable. There's nothing challenging or scary in my home.
Yeah.
Is it a post-COVID thing?
Well, it's worsened post-COVID, but I feel like I've
that too.
Yeah. I feel it's post-COVID plus my discovery of my robe, which is so comfortable. And then now, Dave, this is a bad direction we've gone. Daniel got me a towel warmer for Christmas, and I could put my clothes in it. And we got a toilet seat that heats up. Not that these things are keeping me from going outside, but it's just like I'm moving in the direction of everything being heated and comfortable. And so it's hard for me to opt for like not comfortable.
Going out into the cold world.
Yes, exactly. The emotionally. But anyway, I saw Dr. Strangelove. Have you guys seen it?
I have, but only once, and it was quite a while ago. I don't really remember it too well.
It's a classic, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, like, is it studied in film classes?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the deal. So a character comes onto the screen, and I'm like, aha, that's Peter Sellers. Watching the movie. And then there's another scene, and later, another character, and I'm like, wait, no, that's Peter Sellers. Who was that other guy? But then much later, Dr. Strangelove is on the screen. I'm like, wait, no, that's Peter Sellers. Who are these other guys? And then I'm like, wait a minute. The one who's playing the president and the one who's playing Dr. Strangelove, those are both Peter Sellers. I can tell by the shape of the ears and the teeth. They're not fooling me. But who's the other guy? and then at the end, everyone was talking about how he played all three characters. And I'm like, aha, that part. It reminded me.
They changed his ears and the features that you were really locking in on.
For some reason, Mandrake, that's the name of the Lionel Mandrake, his ears, I didn't really get a good view of them.
You were so confident. Like, you didn't fool me. I saw the ears, but you only got 2 out of 3.
I know.
I like that. I hit the ball twice. There were 3 pitches. Yeah.
Somehow Mandrake looked totally different. I don't, was it colored contacts? Probably not. It was a black and white film. I don't know. But it reminded me of when I saw one of the Austin Powers movies with a friend of mine who realized that Austin Powers had played a couple different roles, but didn't realize he was Dr. Evil. He thought, he was like, well, who played him? That was also Austin Powers.
That period, the Clumps, Big Mama's House, we, little guys, so we watched The Santa Claus, which I think is a lovely movie. And it's weird, like, you see little things like, oh, right, there are these little nods to Home Improvement, because it was like at a time where TV people don't jump over and become movie stars, and you're forgetting, like, what were all the tabloids talking about? You can't remember any of it. So therefore, like, for me, I could flash back, like, oh, right, it was like a big gamble to have the world's biggest TV star be the lead of this movie. So the first one, a delightful movie. It's like tight, it's well written. It's a fun thing to introduce people to the concept of Santa Claus with. And then number 2, they clearly were like, look, the Clumps are huge. People playing multiple characters are huge. Big Mama's houses too. And it, like, so speaking of like going outside, I really like the idea of children, and they both do this. They will be watching TV, and then when the concept of like riding bikes or playing outside comes up, so they'll get up and turn off the TV. And I just like always want to keep that. And the Santa Claus 2, unannounced, just a TV turning on.
Did not hold their interest.
It's so weird, and it's so forced, kind of like, he's good. Maybe he can play 2 characters. And so only so many people can and or should, I guess, be allowed to do that.
Yes.
Peter Sellers. Yeah. He knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I mean, like, he just
melted into Mandrake. I didn't know who he was.
Well, I've read that he supposedly was just a weird guy, and he was one of those people that was way more comfortable being a character than being himself.
I could see that.
Yeah. So
I feel like somebody who was a cast member on SNL, maybe it was Dennis Miller, was talking about a long time ago, was talking about the comedians who are good at doing impersonations and how they're all weird. They're all like off. There's something about a person who is really good at that also makes them difficult.
That's so
as
interesting.
normal people.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Can you get on SNL if you don't do impressions? I feel like that's I feel like whenever you hear about an audition, it's just impressions that they did.
Or characters. Like, I don't think they can all do great impressions, but I think they all have to do some sort of character.
All right.
I hadn't seen The Grinch. Watched that for the first time this year. And I remember all the stories of Jim Carrey, the long prosthetics and the hours and the commitment and the dedication. And then you watch it and you're like, yeah, I mean, I get that. But he also is like, that's Jim Carrey from The Mask. And that's just Jim Carrey. He's just doing Jim Carrey stuff. I didn't get that he's sunk into this. Like,
right.
I'm the Grinch. Oh, how'd you do it?
He did the Grinch. He was method when he was the Grinch.
He would I would just remember all these articles about like him sitting there and going into this Zen place. And then he'd have to like hit his leg because there'd be so much stillness that he just needed to move his body. And so to like simulate that, he would just like hit his leg really hard and go and do these weird things. And then I've heard other actors that were on the set walking like, I just knew like I was in the presence of greatness, and that's how he was just so committed. Oh my God. It's hard not to be for just walking around as a Grinch.
I love that.
Hey Tammy, can I get another tab soda over here? I'm the Grinch. You can't do that. You got to be fully committed.
It is a funny thing about Hollywood, which is like, no matter how fucking shitty the movie is, no matter how stupid it is, it's hard to make. And so the people who make it, take it very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
That's always amusing to think about.
In the Santa Claus, which I haven't seen, what is the clause?
It's fine print on like the business card. The clause is if Santa Claus, and this, I don't want to ruin anything for anyone, but
spoiler.
It's been a long time. But like, he becomes Santa Claus because he goes outside because his son hears a clatter on the roof. And he goes, hey, buddy. And Santa Claus hears him, slides down the roof and dies.
Oh,
no. So the clause is, hey, if you put this suit on, you are Santa. So from there, it's just him reluctantly like, I don't want to do it. But he is, then they have to zoom in and ultra zoom and like see the claws. You put on the boots or whatever. You have to do it.
Why is it that he puts the suit on, or that if you kill Santa, you become Santa?
I think you have to put on the suit. And his son kind of like coerces him into doing it because he's initially doing kind of Santa-y stuff like checking out the sleigh and whatnot. And then it's a ruse where like his son goes, well, it's cold out here. Put this jacket on. And then he does. And then he goes, let's go.
He takes it off the dead body and puts it on?
No, the dead body just magically disappears.
Oh.
And then, so he's...
As it does,
right,
as they do.
It's not a weekend at Bernie's like deal with the...
Well, I didn't
snap
know.
your arm to get this.
I didn't know.
Get this sleeve off you, sir. You're dead. There's none of that. But then Tim Allen is the Santa Claus. You see like this relationship with the elves. And then to think that all the elves would be like, he falls off the roof, I feel nothing. He'll just disappear
Right.
into nothingness, and the new Santa will show up, and I just work for that guy. So that's an element they quietly kind of leave out, that like none of the elves are like, where's the old guy? They're not sad at all.
I've known him my whole life.
It's the only guy.
like my
they
father.
don't give a shit at all.
No.
Wow.
I want to
think
do a
elves
sequel
were so
now of
mercenary.
someone who knows about that clause and wants to become Santa, so he hunts Santa.
Right, yeah, that would have made a more interesting sequel.
Ooh, all about Santa. Like all about Eve.
Nobody's a hunter. It's Night of the Hunter, but Santa.
Night of the Hunter, Christmas edition. Silent Night of the Hunter. That's the title.
There you go.
Tony, write that down. I have a question for you guys.
The Night of the Hunter before Christmas.
I like mine.
Yeah, I would go with sorry, buddy.
You're such a kiss ass.
Well, so, I mean, you already had hers to work with, and you just sort of
Yeah.
Frankenstein it into something similar, but not quite as
But
catchy.
worse.
Well, we're just going to have had two competing projects then.
Yeah, it's an ant's bug life situation.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's right.
So I was
Let the market
watching
decide.
something on something. Doesn't matter. It was either TikTok or Instagram. And this woman was like, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. If you want your relationship with any man to change for the better, and I don't know I don't think it was parody, just call them Big Dog. She's like, it is shocking how much you'll notice things change. Just
Her
work a Big
partner
Dog.
is in ice. That's who she
Yeah, a
deals with.
certain
Needs
type
that.
of guy. Man.
Oh, hell yeah. Things are looking finally.
I am a big dog.
You noticed I got hired. Okay. Now time I got a little respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but so there is a certain guy who would appreciate being addressed as Big Dog.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm
feel
getting
like-
a Silverado with my bonus when I sign up.
I don't mean to, I hope this is, I feel like maybe a blue collar type guy. I don't know that
Dude,
I would
they
just-
call me that in football. I've never worked a blue collar job, dude. I've been security. Does that count? Fuck off, dude.
like if you called me big dog, I'd be just like, what is wrong with you?
But would it feel good a little bit, even though it'd be weird?
I would just, no.
Like,
I
do you have
would
an
just be
intro
like,
today, Big Dog?
Yeah, see? See, I would.
How'd that
there's
feel?
No, it
Did
would be-
any
I
part
would-
of you light up?
I would assume you're being sarcastic.
Because that might be my delivery.
There just is no way that I would take you seriously if you
Oh, the
said that.
groceries arrived, Big Dog.
Yeah, I would actually be insulted. Yeah, because it would be like, oh, you're being sarcastic. You're calling me the opposite.
Yeah, that's how I would take it.
Yeah.
I would immediately just think it was sarcasm.
If I called it you that, or if anyone did.
anybody. It could be another male.
Like, files in the folder,
honestly,
Big Dog.
I think I would almost always take it as sarcasm.
Yeah.
and be insulted if you called me big dog.
It makes me sad that there's someone that would need that and that would light up and go, I'm going to go do some pull-ups.
Right.
And just-
Chief? You guys like a chief or a boss man?
You're selling me something.
what do you guys call each other? What's our baseline here that we're starting at?
We call
Just
each
first
other.
names?
Is that,
any
wait,
nicknames?
is that between in a couple situation or just in a
Everything.
normal everyday
Everything.
with others?
We address each other as sweetie.
Exclusively.
And also we use our names.
First names.
We don't
middle
have
names.
We don't have pet names. I mean, but we both, the kids are honey and you and I to each other are sweetie, right?
I have thought that it was a mistake not to come up with a pet name for you, only because when I say sweetie, it could mean 4 different creatures in the house. Like there's no specificity there. So I often will go Allison like that. But it would be nice if there was something a little bit more endearing than your name.
Well, you got one now. Does it work the other way?
Big dog.
I would not appreciate a big dog.
You wouldn't like me call you Big Dog?
No, I've talked before about my feelings about Big Al. Everyone has always wanted to call me Big Al.
About Big Cat. Can we make
Big Cat? No, but thank you.
Interesting.
I'm just trying to
Alley
think.
cat? Aren't a lot of Allison's alley cat?
Yeah, and I got that when I was younger, and that's okay. But Big Al, no thanks. What do you and
I would never tell you. I would never say on a podcast.
So you have names for each other?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, wouldn't. Just I'd love to answer, but I'm going to plead my fourth, 15th, and 5th Amendment here.
Your fourth?
Isn't that what Epstein had? He had like multiple ones that he pleaded.
Oh,
Isn't
really?
fourth no quarter?
That's no quarter. Yeah, so I don't know why.
I plead the fourth. No one can stay here.
He was like 5th and 16th. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I know he pled 5th. What's 16th?
He did several of them in the video. Like I'd love to answer that, but I'm going to have to take the 5th. Maybe the 60th. I don't know, maybe Tony can find it, but he takes several of them. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay. But if you had them,
our pet names, they'd be like Sugar Britches. That's a catchy one.
Sugar Britches is a good
or
one.
like Muscle Man. She'd call me Muscle. I need that, because I joined ICE. So she'd be like, how?
We could join. Do you know that we could join ICE
in like 5 minutes?
And if you put on your resume the word officer, like
the AI like scooted you right
because
through.
they put them all through officer, or they put them all through AI, and they've tagged the word officer. They fast track you through.
like
Even
what
if you say
kind of
like, I would
officer?
like to be a police officer. You're in.
Yes, no, seriously. Because there's someone who did this, and they found that it was like they were a compliance officer for like something, and
For what, IKEA?
Yeah, something
offense.
not like
Not
officer
blue-collar.
related, and you could just become and there you go out there and punish
What
people on
other
the streets.
so there's compliance. Like, what other officers are there in the world? There's police, compliance, I guess. When else does the term? I mean, the military. When else does the term officer?
Well, that's what they were thinking when they created the
I guess.
AI.
I think you can almost put officer behind anything.
but you
Like,
could also just say, like
safety officer.
You could say, I want to be a police
transportation
officer.
Yeah.
liaison
Is Pete
officer.
Buttigieg? I don't think.
What
it's
about like Sugar Bucket? Would you call
Sugar
each other that?
Bucket?
What's
Sugar
going on
Bucket
there,
is
Sugar
good.
Bucket?
Sugar Britches.
I mean, but these are all jokes. I guess that's how it starts, though. Do you and Flo have names for each other?
No, not any serious. Like, if anyone has ever said it's always just done sarcastically.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you address her, is it like a honey, a sweetie, or a Flo?
It's flow.
Just Flo.
When people
All right.
call each other Beb, do
Beb.
you have like a reaction to
Beb,
that?
Beb.
Yeah, I don't like it unless it's joking.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell if they're joking or if they're genuinely doing it. And then
Yeah.
I'd like to think, I don't want to pass judgment on people, but I'm like, babe is still happening.
Babe,
Oh, babe's a big
babe
one.
is big. You know what I don't like is wifey.
I don't like
Yeah, I don't like
I
that.
don't like wifey.
Not a fan.
I don't really like anything that is ubiquitous, that you feel like you're saying it and like it just feels like the assimilation that humans just adopt terms.
I feel like we're
over
doing
and
that
over
with
and over.
Sweetie, though. But that one just works for some
Some of
reason.
them get like
Sweetie doesn't even feel like one.
grandfathered
It's
in
just
because
like,
they're so old. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
generations old of. So you just
oh
like,
yeah,
you
is it
guys,
like an heirloom? Like this
Yeah.
is what my great grandfather used to call.
I now
my
pronounce
great-
you man and wife. You could call people sweetie.
Yes.
When I was subbing, I was like 22, 23 years old, and I would, like, kids in the hall, I would go, I saw them without a pass. Young man, do you have a pass? I'd be like, I've got to be the youngest person to ever say this. Yeah. It's so fun. Young lady, get over here. And I'm like, I'm like 10 years older than them. It's hilarious.
Do you get called dad at medical appointments?
Because they don't know anyone's name, and every kid is my friend. Do they do that?
Oh, yes. Okay, my
Yeah.
friend.
Can I open your mouth, my friend? Thank you, my friend. And then
Yeah.
mom,
Okay,
hold
Mom.
them a little bit. Yeah. They just
Yes.
have given up trying to remember. Which I understand.
I
but-
would. I'd do that.
They don't even try, though.
No, not even.
You're just mom and you're just dad and little kid. And then the kids also, friend is used for classmates. So the kids refer to the people in their class as friends.
Oh,
the
yeah.
friends.
You know what's
And
a
that
funny
means the
thing?
classmates.
Elliot, and I think he still might have this impression. He'll be friends with someone in school.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll be like, you'll refer to that person as his friend, and he'll say, well, I don't know. And you'll be like, well, and it turns out he doesn't think you're friends until you have formally agreed that you're friends. Like, so they will be
Signed the
hanging out,
compact.
they'll have play dates, all of that, but they're not friends until they've had the conversation.
Wow. It's gonna be an interesting dating life for him.
Yeah,
So,
it will be.
what are you guys? Well, we haven't discussed that. He's gonna be
Yes.
like a stickler.
Yeah.
You
Where
say, "We
are
are
we
friends," and we shake
friendship wise? Yeah. What age do you remember what age crushes started for you? Because I started early. I had a crush in kindergarten. I remember this. And I do think there's some girls that I know there's girls that have crushes on Elliot. I have not heard any
Yes,
crush
there
talk.
are.
I have not heard him cop to having any crush.
There is one girl who's had a crush on him for a couple of years. She's so sweet. She's such a cutie. And I'm like, but he doesn't want anything to do with her.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, you better be nice to her. Because I just feel like, oh, that poor girl, you know, she
Yeah.
but he is just being the way little kids are, which is cruel.
I don't think he's being cruel.
Well, he's dismissive of her. I think he's
guess.
embarrassed over the fact that she has a crush, which I understand. But like, don't you break her heart.
Yeah, so what age did you start having crushes?
I don't know. I mean, I had a crush on the Mandrell sisters in 4th or 5th grade.
Tell
Yeah,
us
that's what I was gonna
more,
we talk-
sweetie. The Mandrell sister.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell
yeah.
me some more, big dog.
Trying to think. Yeah, but like crushes, probably not till like 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, although I can't really remember.
Okay. So now there's 3 Mandrell sisters, right?
Mm.
And you
I'd
like
have taken
2
any
of them?
I'd
Oh,
have taken
really?
any of them.
Okay.
But probably Barbara, you know, she was the big dog.
Oh my goodness. What year are we talking about here? This feels like
We're talking like
1897. Barbara Mandrell
deep in the 80s,
got off a train.
early
And her
80s.
persol shaded her face just so.
Yeah. No, it's hard to really know.
She had her choice of dudes and dandies.
Yeah, listen, peak Mandrell.
Where were you exposed to them? I do think
They
this
had
has come up.
they had a
I'm
variety
feeling
show.
deja vu.
They had a variety
Yeah, it was a
show.
different time in the early 80s.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody
you.
that was known was like known by like
Yes,
because everything's so separated now.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
everything was just like one thing.
that's right.
So, was it called the Mandrell Sisters, their variety show?
Maybe.
Did they just
I don't remember.
pass away? Who are the sisters? Oh, they were German, maybe. Two sisters.
They were
well
country.
known.
It was like the
They were
Mandrell was a country.
Okay.
Country.
Oh, I knew.
It's like it was just called Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters.
There you go.
Clever name.
Oh, God, I
I would know
wonder
the
how.
music. I would never pick them out of a lineup, but I know that name.
Yeah.
I think I could pick Barbara out. I can't remember the
She
sisters.
was
though.
like in the same time as like Tammy Wynette in that group. It's not that
maybe a
long ago.
little after Tammy Wynette.
Oh, okay.
yeah, the
wonder
show was
how-
80 to 82.
I wonder how the other sisters felt about the fact that it was Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters.
It's a good question, honey.
Yeah.
You could have
By the
asked
way-
them
As the
that.
middle daughter.
By the way, I think
Oh, was she?
today
no,
is,
I mean just if she was.
Yeah.
Like, the balls on Barbara Mandrell.
she's like, I'm the one.
I'm the one. Me.
I got the meeting. It's
Right
Barbara.
at the beginning, they were probably excited to just be asked, you know, because if she was
Yeah.
the star, they're probably like, yes, she's taking us with her straight to the top. But then before long, it's like, why is it always Barbara?
No, you know what? Like looking back, the way that record labels and things ran things, they didn't have any say in that. It was they were
Right.
called the Peaches, and then they showed up and recorded a demo. And so like, yeah, with a cigar, we're like, yeah, Barbara and the sisters like that. And they were like,
Right.
Great, oh, we'll
it was
sign right
some
here.
exec said
Yeah.
it's going to be Barbara and the sisters. I think today's Dolly Parton's birthday, the day we're recording. How old do you think she is?
83.
78.
Really? You think she's 78?
Well, I did until roughly a few seconds ago.
Tony, how old do you think?
I'm not going to guess because because I already had the Mandrell
Oh.
sisters up. Dolly Parton's name was right there, and I clicked on it as soon as you said her name, so I know the answer.
I actually think she might be a little bit. My feeling is she's younger. I just said 78 because Dave so confidently said 82. What'd you say?
83.
83? That feels much older than she is. So I'm gonna.
Really?
Oh my god, what do you think? She's 104.
I thought she was well into her 80s.
I think she's like
She's-
74.
She's 80.
Oh,
So okay,
why,
well I guess
why
this
did
isn't
you make
so
me
interesting
doubt
to you.
myself, big dog?
Because I can't believe you thought she's so young.
78.
I think 80 is crazy young. Dolly Parton has been 80 in my mind, in her 80s for at least 20 years.
Oh, does she have Angela Lansbury disease?
I know. When you see a young Angela Lansbury playing old characters, yeah. Isn't that a funny thing when you think of these like matronly old actresses and they were like, she was so hot, and you're like, no, no way is that.
I think we're gonna miss her and like Willie. I mean, everyone. But
Dolly?
But Dolly's gonna become
that's gonna be huge.
So much more like because she was so kind and because like she could have just had an OnlyFans of her time and rather pursued this career and was an artist and then was like kind to marginalized groups when she didn't need to be. She's gonna be thought of even more like beloved than she is now.
I think, first of all, I think she's more beloved than people think about because I think people just are fans, but they don't talk about it. And then, she's such a good person and has done so much good in her life. And then her life story is so interesting. And,
but also her breasts are fake, right? Or no?
But I think she's talked about having work done. I don't know that she had. Like I think she had big breasts, but then she maybe has had work done.
So you guys are you're doing like a living eulogy. You're celebrating. I'm
Dolly,
taking this in a different
do that.
direction.
Dolly,
we should.
Yeah, we got to celebrate.
But here's my thing.
Yeah.
When I was in school, she was like a punchline.
Yeah.
Is that how it was for you guys too?
Yeah, Islands in the Stream or something like that. Like people would draw it, and there always was references to her having
the Dolly Parton Memorial. And the Dolly Parton Memorial is like Santa Onofre with the two big domes.
Oh, because of her boobs, yes. But she would play into that too.
Okay, I'm just saying that is my sense of her from when I was in like third grade was just giant bazongas.
Yeah. Good point. People just remember her boobs, honey.
Then that's not what
play into the
Can
fucking
we talk
patriarchy.
more about mandrels? What do you remember from the show? Like, was it them singing?
Crushing hard on the main.
I thought when you were bringing this up, you went to school with some Mandrell sisters, and they were like various ages, and any one of them. Like,
I threw that out there as like, I'm just trying to remember, like, public figures. It was like, because Ali Sheedy came later.
He had it bad for Ali Sheedy.
It's not so much that I had it bad. It's that I was convinced. I was convinced that I was going to run into her and that she was going to love my vibe, my 8-year-old, probably 10-year-old vibe.
Yeah.
Every time I left my hometown, any sort of vacation, any traveling was when it was going to happen. I was going to fall in love.
It wasn't going to happen at home.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
I was always in love with the rodeo queens, and my dad would like volunteer with the rodeo, so we'd be back like behind the chutes a lot. And there was this woman named Natalie that I was probably like 8 or 10, and I just remember I would like hide behind my dad, and she'd like get down on my level and come like find me and give me a hug and stuff, and I just be like, oh God. That's the first time I can remember being like I couldn't speak, and like she wore a white cowboy hat with like a tiara on the front, and they have a sash, and as you know, like kids. Doctors and lawyers, they don't have the cool enough costumes. They love firefighters. They love anyone that has like over the top costuming.
Sure.
And so this rodeo queen really did it for me because it was a cool costume.
Have you looked her up?
Buckle, the whole bit.
Have you looked her up now that you're older?
I have not. I don't even know if I remember her last name, but like, it was great.
What's a rodeo queen?
They much like a Miss USA or any Miss anything. They have like regional contests. And
they have these for a lot of things in rural sort of America. Like I knew a girl who was like the honey queen, and it was just like the honey growers of Arizona would sponsor this pageant, and she became the honey queen.
They had to do, I know for sure, like you had to be able to ride a horse around an arena, and it's hard, like with the wind blowing. You have this little thing on your stirrup that is like an anchor for the pole, for the flag. And then if you think about the friction on a flag, it's like whipping around. You got to like hold it out there, your arm braced, and your hat can't fly off. So you got to keep your head down a certain way. And you have to be doing, and the best ones could do that and sort of wave.
Oh, okay.
And then like,
it's like a pageant wave while riding.
It's like thumb crooked in, 4 fingers all together, straight out, and just, it's just
the wave.
Boop, boop, boop. And you do that like, as you rip around the arena. So that's without the flag.
Would she do like barrel racing or any of like the rodeo activities, or this is just you're beautiful and you're on a horse?
I think every now and again they'd be like, and folks, she's your queen and she's also a give a round of applause. And she'd like come racing out. I remember that happening a little bit, but mostly it was like as they're taking the drag around the tractor and like cleaning up the arena, and now give it up for the rodeo queen. And she'd come out and do her wave, and everyone's like, oh, great.
Were people like this one this year? She's got a great wave. You got to wait.
Yeah. Because like some of them would just lope, and they clearly didn't ride a horse well.
Yeah.
But like, man, when the best ones would go ripping around and like do their wave, you're like, yes, she knows how to ride a horse real fast.
And there's a pageant or a contest to be named Rodeo Queen?
I assume so. I don't think it drew many attendees. It may have. I don't remember ever going or anything like that. I don't remember how they crowned it. But then, like, if Miss Nevada went to, like, the NFR and they'd crown, like, she's Miss Rodeo USA, you're just, I think at the time it was like reading the paper and like, dang it. She, like ours, Nevada didn't win. It's
right.
Like, whoever did. Miss Texas probably won it every year.
Now, what was your dad's involvement in the rodeo?
It was just like a volunteer thing. It was just like a rodeo committee that any like local people could be a part of, and you had to show up and like
if you
volunteer at the fairgrounds.
Live in Nevada, do you have to do this?
That is so rude. Now, it's not quite like if you live in Orange County, you have to go to Disneyland. It's like, I'm sure a lot of people there don't even ever go. But when the rodeo comes through, it was a fun place to see. Everyone is just a small enough city where like you would walk around and kind of see a lot of people you went to school with. And like, oh, great. Like
in Tucson, we'd have every year, they still have rodeo vacation.
Oh, your mom just mentioned rodeo weekend. I was like, what is that?
It's every year. It's like you get a couple days off, and it's like, I forget. I think of it as the end of January, but it might be February, and it's like when the rodeo comes to town, and you get the day off.
You get one day off?
One or two. I can't remember.
His mom might come out for rodeo weekend. I was like,
it's not a thing.
It's not on my calendar.
No.
We, talking about going out, we were in Duluth over Christmas, and they have this thing, I'm now forgetting the name, it's like Harleyville or something like that is started with this farmer just got really into LED lights and having decorations, and Field of Dreams style people started driving by to see it. So he's like, well, I can't keep putting this out in my field for free. So they take this giant section of kind of a central location in the city, and they just turn it into this weird light thing where you just walk around and see lit up various candy canes and like classic Christmas things, but also in like, oh, there's that figure, or there's a design or a structure. You're walking through like tunnels that are all lit up, and it's pretty cheesy, and yet I was like, oh, if you lived here, this would be one of those things you would realize you kind of miss when you go to a different city, because there's very few things that bring everyone out. And it is fun to walk around and run into people that like, hey, like the rodeo definitely did that. But we really don't have that a ton here.
Not in LA.
No.
In Burbank, there's something called Holiday in the Park, where they shut down the street, and it's
Daniel
this big holiday thing he does. He has opinions about it.
Yeah.
And this year I was having my usual, I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to. And then I started thinking, like, I wonder if we'll see classmates of the kids, and this is actually a chance for like the whole community to come out. And I sort of talked myself into it. So we have that, but it doesn't sound like rodeo.
Trick-or-treating feels like more that than anything else. Where everyone's out on the streets and friendly and having fun. There needs to be more of it, for sure. I was like, what do we have here? We don't have much that's like public gathering type shit.
It's so many independent things that happen at various times. So like if you go to the Hollywood Bowl, you might see people. If you go to one of the big parks, or you go to Huntington Gardens, or you go to something like that, you might see people. But it's never like every year.
Right.
Everyone's at this one place. It's just way too big of a place.
Yeah.
I feel like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade started similar to what you're describing, where it's just like they had a balloon and then they're like, it's just as ridiculous.
Burning Man, same way.
Yeah.
Have you been to Burning Man?
I have not. And when I was in Nevada, I remember friends of mine like day of, like, hey, we're going to drive out there. Do you want to go? And me thinking like, I've just heard some weird stories. I don't think so. And then as it grew and like you needed to pay a bunch of money, and like it was so different. But like everything that starts as a tradition, it's so fun to think of like those early stages where people do really crave that of like, let's do this again. Yeah. Virtually every hangout you have with people, like, let's do this again, because oxytocin, seeing people, all the little dopamine hits and stuff, we like that. And then we go right back to like, it feels so good to cancel.
Right?
Do you ever think about the fact that like oxytocin is this chemical that it releases, makes you feel loved or whatever, right? Is that the love chemical?
It's like the attachment with a bond.
It also makes your uterus cramp up, but people don't talk about that effect.
I've never had that problem. So I think about the fact that like you'll have these dopamine. It's like I think about the fact that that's in there. Like I have a little storehouse of that shit in my body. So it's like, just fucking release it. Like, why am I keeping it from myself all the time?
Right.
Like, what the fuck, brain? Like, it's like in the fridge, I have this delicious drink, but I can't
get
like
in.
fucking have it. Like,
if we just drank it all the time, then it wouldn't be a delicious treat. Come on, man. You're answering your own question.
but there are people that need it. There are people that maybe do need it.
Everyone needs it. Yeah.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
You got to find ways to get it. Get out there and like, I mean,
but why do I have to earn it? I already own it. That's my point. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to buy the thing. It's already here in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Quants. Thank you.
Tony.
Yeah.
Did you have a crush on anyone funny?
No.
Or a crush?
Are we talking? Are we accepting things like Mandrell sisters, or does it need to be like?
I don't know if
are we talking like schoolmates and stuff?
No, we can. Well, I'll take anything.
No, the first one I can remember, because remember being really young and girls are gross, and watching The Karate Kid and Elizabeth Shue, I feel like was the first time I was like, oh, what's this? Yeah, so that's really like nothing beyond that, but I just remember like almost feeling like upset with myself that I was like, why am I thinking about this girl?
Oh, that's so interesting.
She kicks the soccer ball. Remember that? And she's like, it's such an innocuous scene. He sees her, and I think she's either he or she is like bouncing it on their knee, and she just kind of jumps around and like kicks the ball a little bit. But I remember that exact feeling at that same age. Like, that was something. And then, I saw her once at UCB, like backstage, and I looked over and she was standing there by herself. And there's something so endearing. She had really thick glasses. And I was like, oh, she's like a person. She has like human things. Because the rodeo queen to me was like angelic and had this aura. Years later, we went to go look at a horse we were potentially going to buy, who a different rodeo queen, who I'd also been fond of, lived. And she was wearing like sweats and just very disheveled. And I remember being like, this isn't good. I guess I'm supposed to see this.
What happened?
And yet with Elizabeth Shue, she just looked so like... She looked
approachable.
Like, I don't want to use the word approachable, but she looked familiar in the terms of like, oh, they're just like us. It was that same kind of feeling. And so I was like, I didn't even think about it. I just saw her and was like, Elizabeth Shue, can I give you a hug? And she was like immediately like, yes. And then we just shared like a nice hug.
Sweet.
Oh, it was so great. And I was so excited to tell people about it. She was so gracious, and it was fantastic.
Was she performing?
She was there doing like maybe a panel, I think. Maybe she was like on Doug Loves Movies or something like that. I forget. She was promoting something, and so she was there doing that. But yeah, it was
Doug Loves Movies, where we famously met.
That's right. That's true.
How old were you, Tony?
Man, I was probably, because Karate Kid came out in '84, I think. So yeah, I was probably like 6 or 7, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elliot is very much, he and Owen are in the girls are gross phase.
Yeah.
But there was a time, and I've mentioned it before, where he told me there's this YouTuber that he can't stop thinking about. It just makes him happy to think about her. So, and I've shared this before, but I expected it would be like maybe a 14, 15-year-old girl, probably someone with dark hair who looked a little bit like me. And it was this like buxom blonde 35-year-old woman. I was very she has children. I was like, but like wearing a tank top and like very bodacious.
It was a non-sexual crush. He was just crushing on like.
Well, he didn't even say it was a crush. Oh, you think he? What?
He just wishes.
Why are you taking it in a different direction?
He just wishes he had a different kind of mom.
One with bigger breasts.
More trad. He's
Was she
watching trad content.
I think the trad thing is so funny, meaning traditional wife.
Yeah.
That they desperately need attention and like have a hobby, and if you loved it so much, wouldn't you not be filming yourself and sharing
Right.
it and editing videos? You'd just be like, "Yep, hanging up more laundry and looking out into nothing, into
Right.
the sky."
Right.
But-
You're
right.
not a trad wife. You're an influencer creator.
Yeah.
You like to create media. Like
Yeah.
you're not into baking sourdough bread and hand doing laundry. You are into making videos and editing them.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all agree
We
about
agree.
that.
Called you out. Deal
That's
with
right.
it.
Take that, trad wife community. I think it's time.
Which, by the way, is fetish, right?
Is
Some
it?
of them have been called out. It's
I
fake.
think it's fetish stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it's like, there's a highbrow show we watch sometimes, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which, hot tip, I recently found out because I'm reading Daniel for Christmas. In addition to a towel warmer, he got me a book by Macy Neely, one of the wives. Wait, did it come from the book? Now I don't know where I found it because I haven't gotten to that point in the book yet. But when they were beginning to do the reality show, they didn't know that it was going to be about them being more, because they're all like, this is very non-Mormon. Their lifestyles are very, like, they became famous because there was a swinging scandal. Like, that's very
And
not.
they all drink.
Yeah. So the Mormon, this was like a producer being like, I know the angle, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They just thought it was for their mom talk, which is this ridiculous TikTok stuff they do. But I brought that. Oh, yes. So the sort of the presentation of the show is that they're these like traditional Mormon wives, but their husbands have all quit their jobs because they're the ones who are making money and they're working all the time. So it's like there's nothing traditional about that. Okay, let's say hello to new patrons.
Oh.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Hello and welcome, Sam Cleghorn Yankovic. Hello, Dave, unless it's Yankovic. No, I think it's Yankovic. Hello and welcome to Dave Fippen and to Anthony Minucci. Hello, welcome. I'm remembering that I got an email from someone who had signed up at the texting level, but then when I went into Patreon and looked at my notifications, it didn't show it. So I've possibly left someone out, but don't worry. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, everyone, for your Patreon support. It means the world to me. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Okay, I need to bring something up, Daniel.
Ugh.
And
Great.
maybe... No, I'm not going to throw Tony in here.
Oh.
Dave's reaction to the fish, you should learn from that. You should model yourself after that. He was interested. He was curious. He seemed genuine.
Dave's a big fan of the natural world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. You're not.
I'm not. And I'm not going to lie. I'm all about honesty. Nature's so nasty. It is so gross.
Yeah.
These fish are fine. They're fine.
They're great.
You have done an amazing job.
The diversity. It's not just like, I got 5 fish and splashed them in there. There's a unique combination. I think it's great.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Well, no, I mean, I appreciate
He
what you've done.
noted
I
the
appreciate
different
it.
kinds of fish, the company. I mean, he's
Yeah,
really
I
took a
know.
holistic view.
Listen, you can leave me if you want. That's fine. I can only be so interested
That's a
in.
soundbite.
This is
I
where
can only be so interested in
this
fish.
is where you draw the line. This is where you're like,
No, but this is what we're talking about. They're fish.
there's also a turtle. Some of them
Yeah,
are
the turtle's
shrimp
cool.
The shrimp.
and
The shrimp,
snails.
they're neat. There's not a point in the day when I'm like, I want to go look at the fish.
Not even the shrimp named Daniel?
No.
Your namesake?
No, I
He's
just
doing
I'm not,
such cool stuff now. He used to be in this corner, and now he's like in the front left on a plant.
yeah. They
You
just
don't
kind of
have enough dopamine or oxytocin. You're showing us this AI
Yes.
video that
Yes.
no one liked.
yes
And
should have liked.
You just loved
Yes.
it. You were so tickled.
It
so you're
was
getting
funny.
your dopamine from that,
Mhm.
and then to see like just a tree gently blowing, which I'm seeing out the window here,
Yeah.
or the fish just gently swimming. That is the it creates the
So-
rage. That brings out the rage.
Well, not rage, disinterest. It elicits.
It just locks up your dopamine.
It elicits. Well, the rage comes from the fact that I don't want it in my house, but I'm fine with it because it brings her so much joy. So I have allowed it. But if given my druthers,
Well, the patriarchy showed up here.
but no, the patriarchy is allowing the little lady to have her
Big Dog does my
that
fish.
is really nice.
to have the things that occupy her time. Her little things. She has to have her little things, and these are her little things. But yeah, if it were up to me, there would be no fish tanks.
He doesn't like the aesthetics of the fish tanks. He
It's
doesn't
just
feel
it's
that
a
they.
mess.
I wish you had a
It's
full
not
wall, like movie bad guys do.
Yes.
Like sets a scene.
Oh my God.
I have never. It's just not my thing. Like people will be like, "Oh man, I went to this house and they had a fucking huge tank with a shark," and it's like, who gives a shit?
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Fucking shoot. Seriously,
It's interesting the way fish are like in between pets and decor. Because if I got into gerbils or guinea pigs or something, we wouldn't be talking. You wouldn't be like, I hate the way they look in the living room.
Oh, I would. I don't want Joe. You have mentioned multiple times like getting other animals. I'm just like, oh God, like the kids want rabbits. Fucking ducks,
Well, no, I don't want to get
chickens.
a rabbit.
Like, I'm just
like.
not into the. No offense, David. I'm not into the natural world. I don't
Okay,
like them.
guys, what are some other hobbies I could have that would be worse? I just want to show you how good it could be.
Snakes.
Oh, yeah. No,
Would
but
be
I don't
worse.
mean animals. Like, what if I got into...
Piercings.
Yeah.
That would be worse.
Okay. Like, and I don't mean piercings on my body. Like, I'm going to be a piercer.
Like body,
and then I'm
body
bringing
modification.
people in.
Body modification.
I'm bringing them in, and I'm running a piercing studio in our house. That'd be more...
Oh, you mean like what hobby? Like what?
Yeah.
Like being...
Like, look, it could be so much worse.
Honestly, and real talk, any
It would be worse
hobby
than fish?
is as bad as any other hobby.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you just hate hobbies.
Hobbies are horrible to anyone other than the person
What if
into the
she were
hobby.
knitting?
Yeah, just terrible. Well, I guess there's a side benefit of getting horrible looking clothes that you have to wear out of kindness.
There's no dopamine ever going to be piped out of there.
It is locked. I got a lock box. for my dopamine.
Meanwhile, you are the king of hobbies.
What did I say? I said no hobby is interesting to anyone other than the person who has the hobby.
I disagree. I think yours is cool. I just saw the stitch. That was amazing. It's a cool hobby.
David, you're already on the show. You do not need to keep up.
But
this
I'm agreeing with you
ruse.
now.
Oh, okay.
I'm on your side now.
Oh, sorry.
He saw your Stitch costume.
David's he is an enthusiastic person who sees the beauty in the world, and I am not. And he is the right way to be, for sure.
I don't know about that.
I can appreciate a person's hobby, but you cannot get me to take interest in it.
I disagree. I've made stuff and brought it over, and you're like, oh, that's cool.
But you have cool hobbies.
you just contradict yourself.
No, but
Yeah. Who are you, Big Dog?
David has hobbies that I would
He has your
be
hobbies.
involved. I would like to. I'm interested in his hobbies as potential hobbies. Whereas your hobbies are, like not possible for me. It's not a possible hobby, and if it's not a possible hobby, it's hard to be interested.
It's funny because I don't think of fish as impenetrable.
Yeah, the problem with fish is just like there's so much involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're constantly like testing the water and making sure it's got this content and this alkaline balance and getting and like cleaning it and making sure they're not eating each other. And it's just a lot, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit like those ultra marathoners. Like with the ultra marathoners, you look at them and you're like, what are you running from?
But
Like, what is it you're trying to avoid in your life?
What's your
That's kind of-
exposure to people who have zero interests or hobbies? Because I would gladly exchange and have someone that has too many and or hobbies I didn't like. I'd rather hear about stuff and then like as I've gotten older, I'm much more like convinced myself to have an open mind about things that my initial reaction might be like, I don't give a shit about that. But I like when people are passionate about stuff.
Yes. I think
Potential listener for my potential new podcast, Passions, a podcast.
I think
about
everyone
hobbies.
should have hobbies. I think hobbies are really good and healthy and a great thing that you should do.
He just doesn't want to hear about him if
I
he's not
just-
interested in it.
I'm just not interested in it. I'm not interested in your Pokemon cards or your baseball cards. I'm not interested in your fucking spoons that you collect or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know. Like, stamps. Like, that's great.
See, the question is, do I start a podcast about fish where I talk to, because I'm so into it, or do I start a podcast where I interview people about their hobbies?
Passions and hobbies. I
like
was-
that
I am
idea.
interested.
I was in Indiana, and this sweet old man who was like a distant relative, and he was having trouble swallowing. It was so sweet. He had some throat condition where he was having to cut his food up really small, and he wasn't making a big fuss about it. But then as the meal concluded, he was like, well, would you like to see my hammers? And I thought that was the silliest thing. Like, I'm
That's amazing.
I think I was
Sorry.
like a teenager, and I was like, all right, buddy. And then he went out to the garage and like turned on a light, and there's this wall of really fascinating hammers, and he knew the story behind all of them. And I just remember being like, I'm not going to remember these hammers, but I loved how like he felt comfortable to share it with me and show me, because it's like a fetish. It's like a kink. I'm sure he felt like, oh God, like this is so weird.
But they're for hammering your balls.
I love when people, if everyone just did shit in their basement or their garage or whatever and just entertained themselves, and they didn't have to like project onto the world
Yeah.
whatever their insecurities and whatever their angers are. I feel like that's such a better world. And then we all just see each other's garage and go, I like what you've been doing in here. Great
Well,
job.
and it's also a great way to find community.
Totally.
So I would say it's absolutely a recipe for happiness, which is find a hobby, get involved in a community. You will be happier.
I haven't found my fish people yet. I mean, a little bit I have.
You could have a fish specific, like recurring fish thing, but I just think like people and their passions is endless. I mean, there's
I think so
endless-
too.
And I am interested in
Hammers?
the subculture that evolves around a hobby. I am interested in especially the
And do you
dynamics
want
of that. That's interesting.
Because if I got into like road cycling, which I think like as I get later in life, I might like switch to. But when I watch 50
What's road cycling?
like cyclists,
Oh.
and I always notice like they sell a lot of different sizes of spandex. I'll say that. And usually the people that
Thankfully.
are like the most decked out, they don't look like pro cyclists to me. And I feel like they wanted to like have that be a thing about their personality.
Yeah.
I'm a cyclist. You can tell by these spandex shorts. And I feel like I watch them struggle their way along the road or whatever. And I feel like when you see a group of 50 or 60 cyclists go by, they're not just friends that happen to meet at a bar. They like found each other online and like, here's where we meet. And very few, maybe some of them don't even speak at all. And they go every week. So that sort of community, I think on a podcast would be fascinating. Someone's like, I cycle. I don't want shit to do with any of that. I do it just for this. Or other people are like, I hate biking, but I just like being in the group. I like
Yeah.
cycling along. I think you'd find both.
I've told her that part of it is interesting, but just don't bog it down with the details of the hobby because I could fucking care less.
Let's do just me or everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone's?
Remember that beauty?
Yes, I do.
course.
I listen to it sometimes. Might you have one?
I do. I thought of one on the way here because I was I was like, that's not one. And then I sent you a message saying I'm running a few minutes late. And then I realized, and maybe I'm curious. I think there is a sweet spot and there should be a name for it. I really prefer when people are 2 to 3 minutes late. I think that is the like most pleasant time to arrive. Before that, it's so weird. Like, you're early? Don't be early to my house.
Right.
And then 10 getting on to 15 minutes is a little like, where are you? I feel like I need to check in on you.
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes, I call it like the cushion or something. It's just a perfect, like, if you say, sorry, I'm late, people go, you're not late.
Yeah.
And in fact, I would say, you're not late. That's a dream time. Am I alone in that?
No, you're not. In fact, I have been tempted to put in my email, don't be early. Or like Jimmy Pardo, I don't know if he has it if he does it still.
No, I think they say no need to show up early.
Oh, really? It
Yeah.
used to say no. Yeah, it used to say we'll be recording no need to show up early. But does it still say that?
I think so.
Okay.
That makes sense for shows, though, because I think there is this idea, wait, is there a prep? Is there some sort of, it's
Oh,
not
maybe
like
maybe I
necessarily
should
social.
put it in the email then. Most people
Yeah.
don't like, because I'll say, looking forward to seeing you at this time. most people don't show up early, but occasionally you'll get a like 15 to 20 minutes early person. And it's like, I am not even wearing clothes yet. Don't do this.
The other
It's
side
my
of that
house.
too, which I think could be more commonplace, is you send out a party invite or something, and everyone's so focused on like, let's start it off at whenever 7. I think it should switch and be like, we are locking our doors at 10 p.m. Show up anytime after whatever time you want.
Right.
But it's over at this time, because
Yes.
that becomes the most uncomfortable. We're like, yeah, it was fun, but I would have rather it ended at
Yes.
this time. So then having
Yes,
a hard,
that's.
end.
I think I've been thinking that for social engagement, you should always give a like, it's going to go from this time to this time. So then people at least have a sense.
Yeah.
Because like most people are aware. They don't want to stay too long.
Right.
But you have to let them know what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Does anyone else have it? Just me or everyone?
I thought I did, but I do not.
All right, let's do, hey, go fuck yourself.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Dave.
Ice guys, go fuck yourselves.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
I was so sure I had one. I was all fired up about something. But what was it? I was very annoyed. Well, I mean, this is like my diamond shoes are too tight, I suppose. This is perhaps a champagne problem, but it's really not when we talk about the amount. I don't understand why certain things because since my parents died, everyone knows I talked, excessively about the whole process of like dealing with the estate and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I've had to go to banks I've probably spent consecutively literally 2 weeks in a bank if you were to add up all the time. I have found the worst and the best Citibank branches. Like that's in the rear view though. However, now something has come up and it is such a small amount of money. But to get this very small amount of money, it's so small that I don't know that it's worth it. But to get it, I have to go to the bank. I don't understand why I have to go in person. In this day and age, why must we go to places in person? So
The oxytocin, babe.
I'm sure there is some good reason. And I'm sure it has to do with like, it's because they're trying to protect you from fraud, from someone saying, I'm this person and da da da. But still. Hey, banks.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
And lastly, Product Pals,
Good.
Podcast Pals, Product Picks.
Podcast Pals product picks.
Dave, I hear you have one.
Well, it's an umbrella of sorts. I want to say too, after last time I was here, I was mentioning Signal, and someone sent me a message like, hey, that didn't age well, because Hegseth had fucked up and like involved.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Signal
I forgot
works
about that.
fine. It does not work great for idiots, but Signal still works great. End-to-end encryption, being a little bit more intentional with like your messaging, and like rather than you being the product, you may have to like contribute when they do fundraisers and things, which people are against, like any kind of membership or subscription. However, if you like stuff, pay for it. And if you like it and you think it's great that it's free, you are likely the product yourself, and they're harvesting your data. So how do you break out of that? Well, I would say my product pick is for open source software. A good example is Plug and Meet. It's a video conferencing, end-to-end encrypted. So Zoom's doing all its AI training and all this horse shit, and it's probably training it on your face and those of the people in your meetings. Google Photos is very much doing that. You can go to theyseeyourphotos.com and like sample that. It's pretty fucking crazy what they're
Wait, what does they
Wait,
see
what
your
is that?
photos done? Yeah, what is
It's
this?
the group that started Ente, E-N-T-E, basically created a version of Google Photos that does not see your photos ever. They are encrypted. They cannot see them. And then they created a website to show you like how invasive Google can be, where like upload any photo to it and it'll just, the AI
Google
will-
Photos being like the storage for
the
your
storage,
photos.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, another thing too about like clever to create the word the cloud, because people think data magically goes up somewhere as opposed to just a server farm or a data center somewhere. And so you're just renting someone else's computer to put up millions of terabytes of yourself doing your trad wife show or whatever. So Ente, E-N-T-E, is a great one. It's just like an alternative to Google Photos. You have to pay for your storage space there, but it's encrypted and they don't train their stuff on you. So if you're looking to like get away from Google or Twitter or Metaverse or any of these things that you think are invasive, open source software, there's basically like a version of all of those that exists, that is made by people that, what I think is a great thing in life, they have a mission statement that'll just say, here's what we're doing, here's what we're not doing, as opposed to, we value your privacy, but we've updated our terms, please read it here. And then you read it and you're like, what the fuck? Like, that gets overwhelming. So ENTE Photos, Plug and Meet, Signal, all kinds of great end-to-end encrypted.
I didn't realize Signal was open.
I think so. I think they share their code. I think you can get it on
it's not
GitHub
like owned by some big.
I mean, it's such like, when AWS, like when that's a gigantic like network, they still operate on that. Everyone's piggybacking on like this infrastructure of like,
but that's just like
stuff.
AWS is just storage, right?
It's storage, but it's the world over. So if something goes down, it can like ping all over the place. And so communications these days just piggyback off of those. So there's nothing that's fully like independent and like, hey, we built our own stations and towers. Everything is kind of within that. It's just the way that they are sending signals. Obviously someone could screenshot it. There could still be, nothing is secure you're sending digitally at all. But if it's just you and your friends, there's a high likelihood no one else is going to peek in there.
But also, I don't want to have to go to the bank in person. All right. Thank you. I take it you don't have one right now.
Oh, yeah. I have a product.
Do?
Yep.
Okay.
Google Gemini. Check it out. It's cool. You can do pictures of like, you can say, hey, create a guy that's like looks like David Huntsberger, and it's like, but like riding a horse with the rodeo queen.
Right.
So it's fun. Like, check it out. It's free.
Oh.
This has been too much fun. This has been a criminal amount of fun. I would like to thank everyone for joining. Dave, where can we find you?
Well, it's great to be back, you guys. And
I know, I miss you.
Yeah, it's been far too long, and it's not. Your listeners over the years have been so nice and sent me nice messages and like comments on things, and in particular, Lee Bruns, who is like one of your super fans.
He told me that he's been making stuff for you.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great. And then this guy, Andy Crest, makes this current season of Intercepts coming out. He's been making helping me with music from that. I know he listens to the show too. Nice. So like, but yeah, Lee and I, like I was telling you, that I have this bike thing and it was missing this little hitch part. So
he's got a 3D printer.
Yeah, he's got a 3D printer.
No. He machined it on like a metal lathe out of steel. Nice. It was pretty amazing. And so really custom cool piece from him. And he's made like a lot of little things like that are just, anytime I have a thing where I'm like, I don't know how to buy this, or I go, well, I wonder if Lee would want to do it. And I'm like, hey, only if this is fun. He's like, I love little projects. So
he's awesome.
He's the best. He's great. And like, he's really hoping to headline this year. So I hope if anyone has a venue or is looking to book a comedian, check out Lee. He's funny. Anyway, you can find me at davidhuntsberger.com. The new season of Intercepts is coming out very soon. Probably by this time that this is out, the first one will be out. And that is most places you can get podcasts, but it is not on Spotify because they run ice ads. Fuck Spotify. And they pay their artists next to nothing, and they're just trash to begin with. So not on Spotify. And if you're listening on it, get off it. Find something else. Go somewhere else. Get off of Spotify. That's you can find this podcast in so many other places. Try AntennaPod, open source podcast player app. But yeah, Intercepts and davidhuntsberger.com.
Wonderful. Tony? Oops, nope. Daniel?
You can find me at Spotify. I got nothing.
Tony?
Same thing I've been plugging. Out with Motion City Soundtrack for the next few weeks. So yeah, just check the website.
The abandonment. He was just gone. And then he's like, oh, hey, I got to go.
Yeah, I got to go.
It's a large country.
You have a touring musician working on your pod. I mean, that just seems so outlandish.
I know. It's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
How dare he, right?
And then you get mad at him for leaving. That's funny. That's like a fun gag.
Well,
is it a gag?
I mean,
that's up to the listeners.
It's not the old days. This would have never happened in the old days because I used to be gone like 300 days a year. So
yeah.
So I should just be.
Yeah,
I just feel lucky.
Yeah,
yeah. Be lucky. Allison.
You're right. You're right, because when I set out to find a producer for the show, I said I want one who's unavailable. I want someone who
You're like, is Phil Collins available? what drummers are out there that can take a little gap?
exactly.
In their
Yeah, it was
touring
actually
schedule?
between Phil and Tony.
I think Phil retired. So
Oh,
Do you think he's
hello.
getting into podcasting? Let's see. And then for me, follow me on TikTok because I've been TikToking a little more. I'm the Allison Rosen over there, and
An Ellison company. Sorry, I'm just going to shit all over all these big tech companies.
oh yeah.
They terrible. Get off of TikTok.
You know where to find me. I'm Allison Rosen on Dave's secret server, and also there's a physical mailing list, and the big places as well. If you like what you're hearing, leave a review. You know, I'm not going to say where, but just anywhere that you listen, leave a review, won't you? Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show?